Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live, and back at it again, folks. We are the Wrestling for Live Network. Christmas is done, and we're back at it for a little bit of NXT tonight. We're here all week long, as we always are. We got so much to get into, so much to talk about, and apparently not everyone was in the holly jolly spirit, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. It's going to be a fun one, folks. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We're live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We're happy to be back with you. I hope everyone out there had a safe and happy Christmas or holiday or whatever you're celebrating. But after a couple days of us being a little bit quiet, we got lots to talk about tonight. We're going to get into it. I will remind everyone out there, hit like, hit subscribe as we cover NXT tonight. Should be a fun one. We're going underground with the NXT. But I will remind everyone out there, the people that take you on this little journey is one and only Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and Mr. Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and even though nobody asked, I want everyone to know I never signed an NDA here. I don't have any sort of rules handbook or anything like that. No one asked me about this, but I just want to clarify that this I've never seen this.
Copies of the Wrestling for Life Network handbook are going to be circulating pretty soon, pretty quick.
Oh, that needs to be on every merch store for every podcast right now.
Right. So we will talk about that. I see the chat filling up. So welcome back, folks. And again, NXT will be a fun one tonight. Of course, Cora Jade's going to be in action against Petrovic, or I don't know.
She's your girl. She's a Canadian girl.
Petrovic. We're gonna get into
how am I helping the Canadian here? But we're going underground. We're going back to Raw Underground, which I'm hoping. I know maybe we'll get an Omos sighting. Maybe we'll get a Shane McMahon sighting. We'll get back those days of the Raw Underground. Maybe a Dabba-Kato, but we're getting Eddie Thorpe versus Dijak. Yeah, going to do it.
Yeah, Dabba-Do. All right, let's go. But it will be a fun one tonight. Of course, we're back tomorrow for what they're calling the New Year's Smash, I guess a little bit early. But Dynamite, of course, the semifinals of the Continental Classic. And we might actually get a tag match between Joe, MJF, and the mystery opponents. Thursday night here on the channel will be the annual For Lifeies, the Golden KJs, where we give out our awards. And, of course, there's the beautiful trophy itself. Of course, this year we went with a fan vote on a lot of these categories, so it'll be very fun to see how these awards play out and who gets the golden KJs. Friday we're here. Saturday it's going to be World's End, and then of course we're going to head into the new year. We will be back on day one. So lots to get into, lots to go on, lots to talk about. But Nick, it was not a holly jolly Christmas for certain people. One man apparently started his.
I was going to say, not a creature was stirring except for Chris Jericho, who was all on the Twitter machine.
Right. So I guess, and I see it in the chat, which is amazing. Did you hear about Chris Jericho?
How could you not? It was the only thing. Everybody else in the wrestling world decided to say, let's just all kind of shut the fuck up for a little bit and just enjoy time alone. And then Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho says, hold my vodka. I'll be right back. I mean, this was a little surprising. I think originally, again, like a lot of people, we were enjoying our holiday, and you sent over like, hey, this is happening. And I'm like, what the shit? And I hate Twitter when you're trying to track down like what was being said, because you're running into this maze of just stupid comments and sidebars and fans.
It's not an easy navigational course here, but I actually do have, I guess, to the best of my recollection here, the timeline to an extent. So it all initially started with just randomly Web is Jericho, an account tweeting out, CM Punk and Ace Steel's lawyer reveal only person involved in brawl out with an NDA. Obviously, they were talking about Ace Steel's wife. That's right now everybody's talking about. She needs to start a GoFundMe, a Kickstarter, any podcast that has her on. Prepare to break the bank with that.
Yeah, do it.
To which then Chris Jericho quote tweeted that with, "I didn't sign one." Right. No one asked you, Chris. No one asked you.
No one asked you.
That's the thing that gets me with this. And it's so Chris Jericho with that of no one asked you. No one was talking about you. This had fuck and all, pardon the algorithm because I swore pretty early on here, but this had nothing to do with you.
That is the funniest part of this whole situation for me is that, oh, I didn't sign one because you weren't involved. You weren't there.
Well, technically he was, because remember, he was the one that was that broke the news to Tony at the press conference and everything like that. But
no, I thought he was actually
fucking there. So why the hell are you telling us?
Yeah, you didn't have to. Well, then, let it out.
And this is all on Christmas Eve, by the way, folks. This is on Christmas Eve.
It was 4:30 in the morning, Christmas Eve. So technically, Christmas morning, Jericho, Cornette, and Stephen P. New decide to have a little three-way and start dancing around, right? Listen, at the end of the day, there's been a lot of talk in 2023 about AEW and where AEW is and what's going on with AEW and the pros and cons of AEW this year. And I will be clear with everybody listening, and I might even snip this and tag Jericho, but the biggest problem with AEW is people like Chris Jericho and the people within AEW. AEW is killing AEW. Not the negative fans, Tony. Not the hate. Not CM Punk. Not any of the fucking people that are buying the merch or showing up at your shows. Nobody is killing AEW faster than the people within AEW. They can't get out of their own way. I think Punk said it best. Stepping on their own dicks is a perfect way to put it. And this is yet another example of that. You have a guy that could have just kept his mouth shut. Everyone involved decided to sign NDAs and just move on. Do you think Punk right now gives a shit about the Young Bucks? He's going to be at, MSG in front of 15,000 people plus tonight. And you think he gives a shit about what happened in 2021? He doesn't. But Jericho's got to interject. Jericho's got to put his foot in his mouth. And the constant tweeting and social media bullshit that comes out from this company is the one that's turning the people off the most. The drama, the nonsense, the lies, the delusions of grandeur, the delusions of overachieving, and the consistent over-promising and under-delivering. Jericho has not had the best year of his career. Jericho is not still competing at a high level. Jericho is the biggest fucking problem, amongst others, in this company. He continually makes it look bad. And in 2024, if there's plans for more Jericho main events and more Jericho title runs, it is a fucking joke. And he will continue to bury AEW in the ratings, in ticket sales, and every other aspect. And I don't care how great Tony wants to call it. Jericho is the cancer he accused Punk of being. Period.
I wish I had something that I could follow that up with, but I think you pretty much summed it up as perfect.
I waited all day.
I was honestly the whole time I'm like, fuck, what can I follow this up with? Fuck, what can I follow this up with? This man's just speaking straight facts right now. This man's spitting bars
all day. I've been thinking about
you've been thinking about this since he sent them tweets out. You just been waiting in the chamber with that.
You dumb mother. I feel like Lloyd Christmas, like grabbing Harry by the head, going, "Do you realize what you have done? Just shut up. Leave well enough alone. Let's move on." Because no matter if Punk or the Bucks or whoever were right or wrong, that situation hurt this company. And that company has not recovered from it since.
It is that moment in time, the biggest black mark and what could ultimately be the biggest fucking hole in the ship that is AEW. The one that they could never really patch up, that just was a slow leak rather than a giant gaping hole. Pause. That let in the floodgates. It's a death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, and I think you and I have agreed on this channel so many times, Nick, that listen, AEW is not going anywhere. We don't want it to go anywhere. We want it to get better. But if you're going to continue to book fucking Jericho versus Colt Cabana in 2024, it's not going to get better. If you're going to continue to give guys like Jericho and the Young Bucks carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they want, it's not going to get better. It's not going to improve. And, you know, I saw our favorite little fucking mousy man screaming from New York about, oh, well, all the lies that came out from Punk's camp, and get the fuck out of here. The lies, these NDAs are not to protect Punk. These NDAs are not to protect Ace Steel. These NDAs are to protect the Young Bucks and Tony Khan, because Tony Khan doesn't want. Tony Khan is like fucking Chris Brown. You got to sign an NDA to come in the house because nobody should know what's happening behind these closed doors.
Well, and when it's a talent versus an executive thing and everything like that. And this is, I think, realistically at this point, people just need to have respectfully an intervention with AEW. I know Chris is normally used to his wife doing insurrections, but we can do an intervention here.
And that's it, man. Like, listen, for a guy, when AEW kicked off, I listened to every episode of Jericho. I love listening to all these ex-WWE guys that weren't getting used properly, that were sitting down with Jericho and airing their grievances. I was so looking forward to what AEW was doing. I loved Jericho as the first champion. Thought he did it well. I thought he needed to be the champion at the time to give the company clout. I give kudos to all of that. But then Jericho's podcast became, let me tell you how you're wrong about your criticism of me. Tony Khan's media scrums are, let me tell you about how everybody's wrong about what we are doing. And that to me is bullshit. Right? Like, that's what's killing me is, you know, hey, Tony, what's happening with Warner? Well, you know, we had a great year and we had the best year ever and we sold all these tickets and people just hate us because they hate us. Bullshit. People wanted to support you. You were the underdog. But then you came a group of whiny, petulant little children that can't get out of their own way, that spend so much time infighting that you are hurting the progress of this company. And while good talent like an Eddie Kingston is being held down, we're watching fucking Jericho main event. We're watching Rihos get pushed. We're watching the EVPs accomplish nothing, but they made their shoes explode. So fuck it. They're the best ever. That is the problem, is we got sick and tired of being told what we are watching is amazing, and it's not. And there's still some shills out there that, oh, look at Jericho roasting Stephen P. New. If anybody read that interaction and didn't realize how fucking dumb Jericho is, then I'm sorry, you're on Jericho's level and enjoy it. You know,
I can finish this up here as we're about to hit the start of NXT.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. I'll try and read through. So Stephen P. New, Ace Steel, and CM Punk's lawyer, obviously friend of Jim Cornette, after obviously Jim Cornette got involved with this. But it's in your employee handbook. Unless you have a special one, we can figure it out. To which Jericho replied with, hey, Stephen P. New, I don't adhere to an employee handbook and have never had one in 4 years for working for AEW. I've also never signed an NDA in my life, ever. I feel like I need to do the Jericho ever with that. So stop trying to be a bully and making egotistical fantasy brags for your clients and start doing some research before you make blanket statements about your buddies.
Yeah,
because I saw everything that night, including how Lucy and her husband and best buddy acted. You already got the show going, so I should probably stop talking.
No, I was just waiting for you. That was good. But yeah,
it's long. It's long from Chris. Sorry. It's long from Chris.
Sorry, I rambled. I definitely rambled. It was like,
no, you're good. As I've got Duke Hudson and Andre Chase going on right now.
Let me know when Chase has his U's in the air.
Pause.
You'll throw up a
right
U.
Right there. The U universal.
All right. Chat, we will say hello to you. We haven't forgot about you. Happy day, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I hope everyone's doing well. Clearly, Nick and I had been eager to get back on stream after a couple.
It's what happens when we take a few days off. We just burst out everywhere. Pause.
But I got OTM out the mud. The GTA coming out.
TJ, what up? Mike Rouse, what up? Oh, well, Travis is, I think, arguing with you. The problem isn't that we keep being told it's amazing. The issue is that they keep trying to be anti-WWE. Sorry, but that's not realistic.
That's also very true. That is also true. It's
They're WWE Light now. Everybody there is ex-WWE, and because WWE didn't want them, respectfully.
they're like the senior PGA tour. It's all the players that you used to like.
Right.
Not doing as well.
It's the big three to the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking A. As we got the family, your Goombas are up in the crowd. And we
Good
have
paisans. Why you gotta insult us like that?
the good paisans. Chase U taking on OTM. I think this might be a number one contenders match.
All or nothing match. This is
all or nothing.
This is pretty much for Chase U. This is not just for number one contendership. This is, remember, because we had Reggie show up with the bag and saying, you know, I can make all your problems go away.
Well, it's funny because we had all this time where we thought Kiana James was going to buy the bar. It turns out Scripps is going to buy the university.
And again, that's why, as much as we praise NXT, when you say statements like that, you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch it.
But this should be a good match either way, folks. Let us know who you're going to take. And again, I do believe that this is taped. So if you drop spoilers, I will virtually punch you in the.
He will show up and angrily yell at you like he just did at Chris Jericho.
And I'll cut a promo on your doorstep, motherfucker.
He'll cut a promo on your doorstep. I'll take your wife Dorothy or your mother Dorothy Mantooth out for a nice seafood dinner and never call her again.
Me and Nick will pull a Jay and Bob and just start knocking on. Are you user number 484?
Imagine. Steven, what up? Kevin, what up? Shout out to everybody, by the way, that we missed.
Yeah.
This is what happens when we already talk a lot and then you give us a couple days off.
Yeah, we should have started an hour early tonight.
Yeah, but we had a lot to unpack. Yeah, we had to unwrap some gifts. But no, appreciate everybody that's with us, everybody that's been with us. Absolutely.
Yeah, we passed 3.2 on the holidays, so that was nice.
Right.
There you go. Bash is in the house. Ronnie's with us. I saw Larry Mack, Eric Tate. Alexis is always good to be here. Grizzled young vets to TNA. Let's go. This is wicked. On the brighter side of wrestling.
I was going to say, but did they sign or did they not? I've seen some places try and report that they've signed versus I think they're just appearing, which is still great, but it makes me wonder, is this the gigantic signing Scott D'Amore was talking about?
I don't think this is a gigantic one, but again, I think this will be a nice piece. And
this is a signing, amazing either way.
If it's a signing, if they officially have them locked up, they will help. I mean, you got ABC, you got the Rascals. You know, you don't have a ton of depth in their tag division. Like, you know, Heath and Rhino kind of get thrown together once in a while. Then it was Brian Myers and Moose. But bringing in a legitimate tag team like this helps for sure.
Right. Oh, 100%. WWE fumbled the bag with putting them with Schism, the Dyad, and all that bullshit.
Yep, like I said, we call it the way we see it, folks. We don't just pick on one company. The WWE, both NXT's, you know, creative and WWE's creative didn't do anything with the grizzled young vet, so it's unfortunate.
Yeah, just one's right now playing like the Kansas City Chiefs offense, or the Kansas City Chiefs as a whole. The other's playing like the Las Vegas Raiders defense right now, and just kind of whooping the dog shit out of the other one.
Damn it! What's up, everyone? I hope everyone had a great Christmas. Absolutely. I hope, there you go. I appreciate all the love, folks. Like Nick said, I know we got a little rambly, but man, did that Jericho shit get under my skin. Like,
I was gonna say, no, well, that was the first time in a long time I've been able to just sit back and just go ahead, talk your shit, talk your facts. This man's saying everything I agree with. Go ahead.
There you go. No, it's just let it go. Like we talked about it with, you know, we're talking about Punk coming back. We're talking about Randy Orton coming back. We're talking about an amazing Survivor Series. We're talking about what could be an outstanding fucking Royal Rumble. Day one's going to be good. New Year's Revolution's going to be good. Triple threat. It's all stacked up. All this news that keeps coming out of WWE. The Rock might come back. This might happen. WrestleMania 40. And everything from the other camp, their quote-unquote competition, has been drama, bullshit, injury, sickness, nothing. Oh, we signed.
One has been everything positive, the other has been everything negative.
Mm-hmm. Tony needs a fucking better PR person if he has one at all. And Jericho saying I've never adhered to a handbook. Well, that explains a fucking lot, right? Like, come on now. You should have a handbook. Everybody should have a company handbook and follow company policy.
At least an HR department or something, for fuck's sake.
Somebody. Dave Meltzer and Tony Khan are killing. Dave Meltzer's not helping. He's a cockroach.
You cockroach.
What's up, gamer?
Boston, what up? Alexis saying NFC North champions, Detroit Lions. Yes, the first time in my lifetime, at least 30 years, the Detroit Lions are the NFC North champions.
Is it been that long? Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir. 100%. This is how petty it's gotten with the Detroit Lions of Calvin Johnson, who's one of the greatest wide receivers of all time that the Detroit Lions kind of spurned a little bit, took until now to respond back to them congratulating him on his Hall of Fame nomination from like 2 to 3 years ago on Twitter. Like he didn't respond to it till now, just now. Like now you're actually doing well, so now fine, everything good.
Right. Merry Christmas, Ron. Trey, I'm going to get to some of these comments. Some of these comments are great. I do want to touch on some of them. Subculture taking on Grizzled Young Vets. Subculture's only been there for a minute, and Chase U down
2. Chase U loses.
Chase U, what does this mean? What does it mean?
They're about to chase you out of the building, it looks like. I feel. So Andre goes into business for himself with the blind tag, eats a super kick.
There you go. These two just sitting there like
So what now?
So OTM's going to take on the Dawn and the Stack.
But doesn't that mean the end of Chase U as well?
I really don't know, but Tag Team of the Year, NXT, the Creed Brothers.
That aren't even on NXT anymore.
Female Superstar of the Year, Tiffany Stratton.
Let's go. The Tiffany will epiphany all around. That's the Holy Spirit within you.
Elia, Male Superstar of the Year.
You're like a skip ahead of me. I just got Elia popping up.
There you go. You got Metaphor now?
Now I got the start of Metaphor.
As Metaphor is coming up next. And I will take a serious moment, separate from the wrestling. I have to acknowledge that, for those who don't know, the Wrestling for Life Network wanted to bring the community together. So we started a Wrestling for Life Network, fantasy football, and a fantasy hockey league.
This is where you're going. Okay.
The football got into the playoffs, and the only man that was able to beat me in the last 10 weeks beat me twice. And one of them happened to be last night, as everything crumbled for me, including somebody made a comment about winning 500, or there was a $5 parlay. This one. Yeah. The Ravens smashing the 49ers, who I had been relying on all year to, do me well. So
don't call it a comeback. I've been here for you.
Right. Congratulations to Big Nick. Gonna go to the chip.
Oh God, I wasn't even expecting any of this. I was just gonna not even acknowledge this because I'm the big bad baddie. I'm the commission everything in the league. So I am, right. I am the
You're the
yeah, I'm the Goodell of our little fantasy football league here. I literally blanked on the commissioner's name in the NFL for half a second. Yeah, so
yeah, the Raj. Hey, they had 81,000 people at Wembley. Damn it. Yes, they did. And you know what? I'll be honest. All In didn't make the top list of pay-per-views of the year.
It was close. It was close.
It was a big event. It had a lot of people in it, but I feel like the pay-per-view itself underachieved. And I feel like the best match of the entire show was the match involving the guy who was walking out of the company.
The one shredded in controversy. But yeah, it had a better chance of almost winning that biggest moment of the year than best pay-per-view.
It wasn't AEW's best pay-per-view this year. That's the fucked up part.
That's very true. That's actually incredibly true.
They lost their money. 01. What is the buildup for this? For what? Dun dun dun.
I think he was talking about you acknowledging, I guess, your fantasy football tribal chief there. I don't know. You were going hard in the paint there.
You like that? I knew you were going to be like,
what are we talking about?
What is happening?
It's
right. Tiffany Salisbury. What's up, brother Fluff? Why is it pronounced?
Like we fancy like Applebee's.
NXT male superstar of the year, Adam Cole, baby. In my mind, he never left WWE. That's the way to look at it.
Oh, sweet child.
Yeah.
Sweet child.
Chase gonna have to start an OnlyFans to pay the family back. Yeah, no doubt. He's got some talent on that roster.
Whoa, hold on. You took that one way. I took that of just Andre Chase out there with the sweater, just like.
Oh no, I figured he was gonna pull a Tate and just start loading up houses full of students.
Oh no.
Did you miss us? I'm back. We're back.
All right.
When you see the family versus Out of the Mud for the NXT Tag Team Champions of the first NXT of 2024. Yeah, New Year's Evil.
Yeah. And I hope to God the family wins because I still like it's a thing that could work. Just don't call them Out of the Mud. Like that just instantly you sound like you're talking about somebody who's trash. Just saying that name.
Right.
Yeah, he's out of the mud.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we need to stick him the fuck back in there.
Yeah, I don't know. Because to me, maybe it's just my connotation and how my brain works. But when you say Out of the Mud in my head, it's like, a pickup truck and some shit kickers. And that's right. Like, I'm not wrong, right? Like, these guys, they're being presented as hardened from the streets. I mean,
Nappy Roots was a thing, so.
It's a Nappy Roots day.
All right. Oh, no. Hell no, man. Y'all done up and done it. Oh, no. Hell no.
Amari Cooper, 46 points. Chambers, I don't know if who the Steven from our league is.
Is that you, Steven?
Is that Chambers?
I don't know. Is that you, Steven?
Because Steven.
Because if it is, you got the fucking. I've got a golden ticket.
Upset the first smile mark, I believe, was first like all year.
Because of a goddamn tie, but yes.
And then shit the bed like I did in the semis.
Yeah, but still, you can't anticipate 46 points. That's Charlie Bucket getting the golden ticket. Run home, Charlie. Run home.
Yeah, someone told me last week, save some points for this week. I didn't listen, and my team put up all the points last week.
Right, as now I've got Trick and Carmelo backstage right now.
The saga continues between these two gentlemen.
Tale as old as time, Tricky and Mellow.
Ravens are really good. They looked it last night.
Right. Oh, Jobson saying he was in the consolation semifinal. There you go.
Yeah, our buddy Joe shit the bed in the Consolation Classic.
Anyone feel bad? Anyone? I'm like the Travolta meme right now. I'm just
80. Here's a tip for everybody. If you're gonna run your mouth, be good. You can run your mouth all you want.
Right. Talk shit if you can back it up.
Right. But yeah, it's the Consolation Classic, by the way.
It's gonna be the next, bowl game coming up here in St. Louis.
Yes, there you go, Stephen Chambers. Congrats, man. Cooper went off. It was ridiculous. One-man show.
Well, I guess I'm in the Elimination Chambers, I guess, this weekend.
Dun, dun, dun.
As I've got Eddie Thorpe walking in, as we've still got dissension and tension between
no counts, no pinfalls. The only way to win is by knockout, TKO, or submission.
2 men enter, 1 man leave. There can only be one Highlander.
Right. I must break you.
Yeah, if he dies, he dies.
Briggs coming out.
So dissension and tension between Trick and Carmelo, as I've got Josh Briggs coming out right now.
Trick should be breakout star of the year. Trick had a great year. Definitely on the list of people to consider. You can't go wrong. This guy went from being just the side guy and really stole the spotlight, and now he's venturing out into his own. And I would argue that at times, if not right now, he's got himself more over than just about anybody in NXT.
He went from the side guy to the guy. I'm Trick James, bitch.
That was still amazing.
Right. So 100% that's the thing that makes this so great to be a wrestling fan right now is literally we were talking about this, me, you, and Anthony, about like who should be in this category, even nominees, and arguing over nominees, not even winners. Like you're not even going to win this category, but I just want to acknowledge you. It's one of those it's a wealth of riches.
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to mention everybody. Noam Dar taking on Josh Briggs for the Heritage Cup. A little bit of an interesting take on this one as Josh, our buddy Josh, which looks like he has got a bit of a haircut.
Baby Buchanan.
Baby Buchanan going after he's not your typical Heritage Cup contender.
Yeah, this looks like your drunk uncle that's just whooping your fucking cousin in the front yard because, they drank the last Busch Light or some shit.
Right. I got Noam for the win, and Josh Briggs turns heel. Highly possible, except he's Noam's not going to lose. The Metaphors kind of doing their thing. I think Noam's going to keep this belt for a while. And again, I think Josh is trying to find himself, so losing just makes him more depressed and more angry.
I'll take Briggs because I feel like they're starting to kind of push him as a single star. This is going to be probably a singles thing.
Bash 8 voted for Kiana James to be NXT Star of the Year. There you go.
A man after your own heart. But I will remind everybody, as I know we already missed a bunch of comments as it is, and we still keep going.
We're doing pretty good.
Well, no, I was going to say, as we got a membership popping up, but I will remind everybody, we do have the memberships. We do have the super chats, the super stickers. We got the Tiki Talkies, the Instagrams, the merch stores. We got anything and everything for your pro wrestling needs. So 100% be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. And do you want to try and pronounce this name, or do you want me to?
Mr. Pylon.
Pilon. That's how I read it. Pilon 805. Always great content. Appreciate you, my guy. And became a member for 3 months.
3 months hanging around. We appreciate that. We really do. I think Ronnie had said he became a member. I think it might have been Ronnie. Somebody gifted 5 memberships the last stream that we did. Again, it's weird how YouTube does it. We kind of find out after the fact of like, hey, someone did something nice.
Yeah, that's why it's so funny because I'm like, RN, when you guys do like the super stickers or anything like that, it's just like ... :/what ? Or like hand pink waving face. We're like, what the fuck is that?
Right. Travis saying that Bron Breakker needs to be on the main roster, but does he go to SmackDown or Raw? What do y'all think? I expect him in the Rumble, and I do expect him up on the main roster in 2023. Where should he go?
SmackDown.
Why do you say SmackDown?
US title, and maybe he gets tied up with Paul Heyman. He gets tied up with Roman. I think SmackDown. Right now, honestly, I think Raw, and it does help because it has the 3 hours, or I shouldn't say it helps, but it's part of the why because they have the 3 hours is they're front loaded with a lot of top talent. Like you got CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens is on SmackDown, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then we get into Gunther and all that. On top of the Judgment Day. So round 2 underway I'm at 256, 55, 54, and we're both at 0-0 on the scoreboard. I just got 50 right now, so we're perfect.
Sidewalk Slam. Dun, dun, dun. Dar for the win. AEW is tomorrow. Why is everybody talking about AEW? Well, we were talking about AEW, TJ, but just because it was topical. We talk about all the
I was
wrestling
going
on
to say,
all the
it
streams.
was the story. It was the only story in wrestling I feel that theoretically really happened during like the Christmas kind of break that everybody collectively agreed to take.
Yeah, like
We
everybody
had a ceasefire amongst all the wrestling fandoms around Christmas season.
Yeah, Jericho, early in Christmas morning was feeling the Christmas Eve sauce and decided to pick a fight.
He thought it was January 6th. That's really what it was.
Points is not destroyed. 13 points is not destroyed. Oh, I think that's Football Reference.
Oh, we're getting on
Broken. What's up, Curtis?
Hey, I can't talk. We won by 2 points.
You're Buffalo scared. We were a little scary this week.
Right. Cardiac kids, 100%. I've told everybody I don't
Briggs
need
got a win or a pin.
A pin, a point.
A point.
A hamina. He's up 1 point. As we're going into picture as I get full not picture.
Right. No, I went into full break.
Yeah, I went full commercial.
They lie.
Big you lying son of a bitch.
WWE is at MSG tonight. Holiday tour resumed. Yeah, listen, I've seen clips and I've seen like little videos coming out and pictures. It's MSG. It is stacked in there tonight. They blew the building out. Punk returns to the WWE ring for the first time in a decade. Insane.
Yeah, there's honestly, I know everybody's been talking about like offering to pay people of just like give me an actual good recording of his first match.
Yeah, like everyone's just waiting for it. Like, please.
Yeah, but that's 100%. That's what they do in MSG. Think about it. What they even did just last year without Punk, without any of this, without the TKO, was the angle between Roman and Brock, to where Brock got bloodied and was sitting there on the ring steps with Roman with the 2 belts.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I think it's smart. I know some people out there were like, well, can't believe they're wasting Punk's return. No. This is what the WWE does with house shows, is they put all, like, when someone's out for injury and they're returning, they'll work them on house shows and they'll put them in dark matches because they want them.
MSG show.
Yeah. And again, I mean, Punk's not returning to, some small town, 4,000 people show. They're bringing him back in MSG. He's going to take on Dom Mysterio. I mean, Dom has to get some flowers, man. What a 2023 this kid has had.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've seen all the people saying it's long-term booking from when, Punk had the feud with Ray and he's still pointing at Dom and everything in the back.
Right.
Alexis saying Buffalo who? Well, don't worry. That's not going to be a matter of a question when we run through you. Pause. Yeah, we're the football team we're the wild card team that no division champion wants to face.
Yeah, but then also might fuck themselves and don't
talk about that. Don't talk about that.
Funny. Like, even the experts are like, you don't want to play this team if they make it.
No, we're 60 right now. We literally all we theoretically have to do this week is win.
Yes.
And Josh has even said these are our playoff games now. It doesn't matter how we win, it just matters if we win.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think
I was shouting out Curtis.
Curtis.
As Chris Berman once said, nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, that's why. All right, there you go.
I was gonna say, well, and still shout out Chris Berman. I always remember the back.
Whoop, whoopsie, whoop. That was the best.
Yeah.
It happens, but man, it would be insane if Okada is in the Rumble. I'd be shocked if they.
Well, do we want to talk about the alleged rumored leaked Rumble plans
for the second, third year in a row? I don't know what it is, but the Rumble.
Hold on, I can pull them up here. It's now gotten leaked. I found this off of a quote tweet of someone saying, "Let's not do this again."
Right.
Yes. So, do we want to talk about? Oh, as we're back to action, so to hell with that. I'm at 22, 21, 20 seconds left right now.
19, 18, 17.
Yeah, we're good.
How's
Oh,
Mojo?
does Briggs have a bloody nose or something there? I feel
Big kick off the guardrail. Yeah, he's definitely bleeding from the schnoz.
you got a schnozzle. Let's go, Fluff. What? Did you guys talk about Jericho's Twitter fingers? Yes, Keyshawn. If you hit this lovely rewind thing,
Yeah,
I don't think KJ can recreate what happened before. You can only have magic happen once.
Yeah, you're gonna have to rewind on that, Keyshawn. We talked quite a bit about it. We actually blew the pre-show on it.
I was gonna say anything that KJ said about this now would be this is just a tribute. You gotta believe it.
Thumb me up.
All right, yeah. So
No,
is why this is great. If you miss any of our streams or anything like that, you can always go back and watch the replays, anything like that. Or even if there was a certain good moment or anything like that you were happy about, there you go. 244, 243. Halfway running me, I guess, from Noam Dar. Kind of didn't. Now a bit of a halfway shining wizard. A tinsely wizard instead of shining a tinsely wizard.
Tinsely wizard. What were you going to say about the leaked plans? We want to talk about some leaked plans.
Oh, so already I had to actually go through the Discord, which by the way, the link's in the chat, by the way, to find
real quick, rumbling, fumbling, and stumbling.
Right.
Shut up.
Clowns in.
Oh, choke slam.
Two out.
Kicks out. By the way, round 4, 2 minutes to go.
Right. So do you want me to go through everything with the leaked Rumble?
Yeah, we can definitely touch on it for sure. I wouldn't break down all 60 people.
No. So the card, this is allegedly the order of the card of the Women's Rumble kicks off the show. Then we get Logan Paul versus KO, Io versus Shotzi, Judgment Day versus Creed Brothers, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, and then the Men's Rumble ends the show. So you're sorry,
it was just Superman punch. I just said, "Ooh."
No, you're good. I got a heel hook. Yeah. So your surprise entrants in the Women's Rumble are Deonna Purrazzo, Jade Cargill, and Sasha Banks.
I've been calling it. Calling it.
Deonna's at 11, Jade's at 26, and Sasha's at 30. Just that's the most I'll go into that one.
What I found intriguing was Sasha shows up at 30 and is the runner-up.
Yeah, so allegedly to this plan is Sasha's the runner-up to Bayley winning it.
Bayley, yeah.
And Lash Legend with the bucket.
With the bucket to the noodle.
2. Briggs kicked out. We're in round 4, so there's a chance that Briggs wins this.
Oh, we got the bucket again. Briggs got the bucket. Suey.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, DQ, you.
Oh, he got busted.
You idiot. So why would you what would possess you as a babyface to do this? So I have a weapon. I mean, granted, it was the heat of the moment, but still.
Oh, okay. So I thought so the DQ is just outright DQ. It's not like you lose a fall, therefore your opponent gets a point. You outright lost.
Oh, you idiot! Stupid.
And no one else from Bar Rescue helping.
Well, I mean, you thought this was what, to an extent, was going to happen. Of he loses and sinks, more into anger.
I could not have a conversation with a dude in a mask, just sitting at the bar.
Well, do I look here? Do I look here? Where do I look? Well, it looks like the fucking Green Power Ranger here is now Bron showing up like
Oh,
Your local bouncer, like the bouncer at your local bar that used to be good in high school football.
100%. I will say Nathan Frazier's got a natural kind of comfort. Like he sounds like he's just like talking. He's not reading a script.
But that's the thing is when you put this respectfully against Bron, it's just a little like because it's like Nathan Frazier's like we're just talking,
Yeah.
and Bron's like, oh, you would say that, yeah, because it's like obvious sweat dripping from forehead.
See, this is again. I think Axiom should just be a kid with no mask, so it's two dudes talking. But here comes Cora Jade.
The more I get, they kind of push her, the more I agree with you. But you're just kind of there, like your wallpaper.
Yeah,
sweetheart.
She's here with her early Christmas gifts.
Your window dressing.
Gunther or CM Punk? In what regard? I like the question. Just in general?
Yeah. Am I inviting them over for Christmas dinner? What's the fucking circumstance here?
I don't know. I do not know. Denver Broncos or Raiders Sunday, Big Nick. All right, Big Nick.
No, why is this a me question? But I'm going to take the Raiders. I think Antonio Pierce right now should be the head coach of the Oakland Raiders going into 2024.
Listen, I needed the Broncos to have a good defensive performance against the New England Patriots, and they fucked that up. So go Raiders.
Broncos country, let's ride. But no, when you have a head coach that his game plan is basically fucking Mr. T taking versus Rocky Balboa there of what's the prediction for this fight? Pain. Like no, that's scary. Like, all right, I don't want to be here.
Right. I don't know what this one is. Maybe this one's for you.
Bill stole $800 million from taxpayers. The guy. Wait, what are you talking about? What? Unbroken.
Unbroke my heart.
Right. Makes sense. You fart. I don't know.
Listen, Bill's almost ended up a Toronto team. MJF coming to WWE at the Rumble. I don't know what to think about this. I will say the most intriguing, confusing, we're not quite sure, but we might be, is MJF. I think MJF's the biggest question mark in wrestling going into 2024 because I think he might lose to Joe. I was convinced that he signed. He's swearing he's not. I don't know what this is going to mean, but we don't have the good old, MJF we once did.
No, and it is still the most intriguing thing, but I am also worried that this is starting to almost get to the point of respectfully of like when Sting stayed with WCW the entire time, when it's like, at least dip your toe. At least let us see what it would look like, motherfucker.
Yeah, we know what this is. And I think right now, again, look, Tony's got some repairing to do in 2024. He's got to find a way to get back to that groove, get back to where he was, and make AEW the edgy alternative that is just fun and enjoying itself. He's got to find it. And I think if I was an employee of that company, like an MJF, I'd be highly concerned of like, look at all the buzz and happiness and that other, that land over there. The grass looks fucking green as shit.
Right. Well, that's why though I got kind of cautious there when you're saying about it being the edgy alternative. Like, I mean, maybe to an extent, it's got to figure out whatever the fuck its identity is. Honestly,
speak on it,
brother. It needs to, as Cage is going to take a pause, but 100%, it needs to establish whether it's WWE Light. It's, as even Eric Bischoff said, it's now become, I guess, him and Hogan's running TNA. But it needs to either be that it needs to just be this true alternative of fuck the fucking general, standards, whatever. We put on great wrestling and do what we want to do. And it just needs to pick a goddamn lane at this point, respectfully. It's like a fucking belligerent driver all over the goddamn road here. Pick a goddamn lane. As I'm back from commercial, as I have got Petrovich coming up right now, looking like she was a stunt double in either Kill Bill or Scarlet Witch. But so let me know who you're taking right now, folks, whether you're taking Carmen Petrovich or you're taking Cora Jade. I feel like I still need to take Cora Jade, even though I think she's kind of just milquetoast in pro wrestling. AEW is WWE like has been since day one. I wouldn't say since day one. There was many moons ago to where this channel was literally singing nothing but the praises of AEW while suffering through watching WWE. But it's just been so much of a shift of tide here. I think that's really the thing. It feels like AEW caught WWE sleeping, and now WWE woke the fuck up and is now just raining down haymakers. And it's you're under pressure constantly, I feel, with that. And I know Tony's, we're getting attacked all the way around all the time. It's, when you invite the attacks, when you try and start the fight, don't be mad when someone answers the call. Who would you pick Sunday, Dolphins or Ravens? Ravens, because if the Dolphins lose, that house might goes out even more. But I'm taking Cora Jade in this match. I guess I will obligatory pick for KJ as he's taking a pause and take the Canadian of Petrovich. So, and also tonight now we're getting Bron Breakker versus Nathan Frazer. Travis, I don't even want to try and figure out what you were getting at there. But I do see about 50 people kicking around with us. So 100%, I will remind everybody we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. We do have the super chats, the super stickers, the memberships, all of that. We're still under 2 years old and at 3.2K. So I still maybe see if we can get to 4K by the end of 2024. But absolutely be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. What is milk toast anyway? I think if you take toast and you put it in milk, they should answer, Bob's your uncle. Larry saying, I think AW World's End and MJF loses. He'll leave AW and take some time off and then to WWE. Well, it's up for debate if he's actually re-signed beforehand or if he is actually a free agent, if it's him working more of the gimmick versus it's a shoot thing. And that's still granted. That's what makes MJF is that you don't know what's a shoot and what's a gimmick. But at the same time, I feel like more people, are almost compelled to see him sign with WWE. See him sign with WWE versus just be stretched incredibly thin to cover up everything in AEW. Chris, well, we'll see when KJ gets back here. If KJ is still not too fond of Cora Jade. Trey, what up? Bashy, what up? The thing is that no one has been attacked over the past year more than Vinnie Mac, even by Tony Khan himself. We never get a Vince. That's because he doesn't know how to use it. It's not because he can't or he wouldn't. Like, don't invoke Vince McMahon's name. It's just literally, people are protecting him from himself and he doesn't know how to use it. As Cora Jade picks up the 1, 2, 3 here and is still kind of just now she's kind of attacking Petrovich. Now Gigi comes out. So we're going to get Gigi versus Cora is going to be the next feud here. And now we're getting Gigi and Petrovich paired up. Oh, this pains me because Gigi had so much potential. She was somebody that I thought was going to go instantly right from NXT to the main roster. And boy, howdy, just through booking alone, has she slid down the card. Absolutely. So I switch roles with that, and I'm okay. As I've got Lexus King coming out right now, as we got a video of Dijak just walking amongst, Florida, I guess. But so we're getting the semifinals of the NXT breakout tournament here. So we're getting Lexus King versus Riley Osborne. So let me know who you're taking with that as we're going to commercial break. God knows how many at this point. Yeah, here comes the Dajakanita. Yeah, we're going to get that probably as the main event. Yeah. The tree beater Dajak is in the building. Pause. Gigi versus Cora at New Year's Evil. Hey, I want so much more for Gigi. Like I said, if you just swapped where Gigi is and with Cora, I think that's very much more apropos than what we have currently, because Gigi had all of the potential and none of the booking, and Cora Jade has had all of the booking and none of the potential, respectfully. TJ saying, I think Trick should win. Should win what? Yeah, I didn't know he was in a match tonight. What are we talking about? Riley Osborne for the win. Oh, Damon. Bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy. It's almost like you might have looked ahead. He will rule you. Yes. And Easy Bake, I'll ask you and I'll ask everybody else in the chat. Was the David Arquette WCW movie, Ready to Rumble, was that more to try and like bring attention and positivity to pro wrestling, or was that just to make fun of pro wrestling fans? Because I think we've seen what a good movie that's trying to build up what pro wrestling is, what it looks like, and it's called The Iron Claw. So I really think WCW just took the bold strategy of how can we just shit on our own fans publicly? Pause. I thought it was a parody. Fair enough. I thought he was. Well, he is not, sir. Wasn't it a parody? No, it was an actual movie. No, it was meant to be serious, or at least a comedic movie about pro wrestling. I'll be honest, Cora's finisher doesn't make sense. I still think it at least makes more sense than Grayson Waller's. It was just the times, and Eric Bischoff was what? Kind of like the producers. Riley Osborne just got engaged to Bea Priestley. Well, shout out, I guess, then. See money. West V Mountains. Christian, Copeland, and Jericho should go to WWE. I wonder what Vince could do with them. Well, Vince ain't there, but I get what your comment was getting out there. But how many people right now that are in AEW are starting to kind of feel buyer's remorse? Like if you are Dax and if you're FTR and you just signed a multi-year deal with AEW, are you maybe starting to have a little bit of buyer's remorse here of maybe we hitched our wagon to the wrong fucking pony here?
Speaking of ponies,
I was gonna say I don't know on this thing.
Stay golden, pony boy.
All right, stay golden, pony boy. Well, we're golden now here.
I will say I heard and I saw some of the chat about Gigi. The good news about Gigi coming out with Cora is because Cora's been booked so heavily, it really gives Gigi a chance to go up against her. But I don't love Gigi as a babyface. I think like Cora working with Gigi as like a tandem opposed to opponents, because you're still trying to push Gigi as a babyface, and I don't think that's her niche. I don't think that's her best quality. Like coming out to save somebody, Gigi's got a chip on her shoulder. She's a little edgy, but
I still stand by my statement of Marty Jannetty just super kicked Shawn Michaels.
Right.
That's 100% what that moment was. Gigi has not been the same since that.
No, because again, I think you push somebody that's kind of got a natural heel quality as a babyface, and it's not working.
Right.
And I think that's why they're billing her against Cora.
But that's like the antithesis of her, though. It's someone who, like, you kind of just don't like either way.
Yeah.
Has all, like I said, but while you were on a pause there, someone who has had all the creative and none of the talent, and someone who has all of the talent and none of the creative.
Yeah. And I mean, Bear Hill. Sorry, Bear Hill's back. Bear Hill's back. God. All right.
Just sitting on the ramp. Just sitting there.
You think he'd be hanging out with fucking Eddie?
That would be his heavy. That's his bodyguard.
Yeah. Oh. And I thought Cora and Petrovich was a decent match. I'm still not quite sure what to do about, Uma, but, we'll figure it out. Uma. AEW fan. AEW. Let the fans beware. Okay. Even though Carmen got squashed, I can see there's something special about her. Yeah, I think you're right, Eric. I think there is something there. I don't love the swords and all the additional stuff, but nonetheless, I think there's talent there. I mean, there's quality wrestling happening, especially in the women's division in NXT. Speaking of the women, we got Thea Hale and JC cheering on Riley, by the way.
I have not gotten that yet. Oh, or did you just happen to see them? Because I just caught them in the background there. They haven't focused on them. Okay. Yeah, but with the Petrovich there with, like you said, her best Uma Thurman, Kill Bill, cosplay and everything. And then we've got the Dijakinata versus Eddie Thorpe here. I'm just waiting for, this is their Glacier, Mortis, and all of that. This is Mortal Kombat.
Why isn't my girl Tiffany there? Why isn't Tiffany there tonight, Nick?
Why you gotta put this on me?
It's funny.
It's my turn to watch her.
Dun, dun, dun. Gigi slowly turning into Shotzi, bland baby face with a gothic look. Yeah, I mean, I kind of go with that, Richard. I like Gigi for several reasons. I think there's a talent there. I know her work on the indies. I mean, again, she's got a look, she's got an attitude. I don't think it works as like this bland baby face. So, I grew up in hard times and I came from a poor neighborhood. I get it. Great story. But you got a chip on your shoulder because of it. We should dig into that. Like, I wasn't given any advantages in this world, and fuck every single person that's getting a push other than me.
Right?
No way.
Shotzi started off as a...
Oh, wow.
So Chase U loses, and I guess is no more, and discount Evan Bourne picks up the win. If Evan Bourne and Speedball Mike Bailey had a child, it would be this man.
And they're blaming Bear Hill, but the fact, I'm a little surprised. Oh, there you go. Okay. But still, Brian Pillman Jr. not winning this tournament is a little surprising to me.
And how stupid is it that he got into the tournament because he just whacked a man in the back with a chair?
Who's that?
All this man had to do was pull the chair and go. And they distracted him enough and cost him the whole tournament.
Oh, Obafemi going to win this tournament at this point.
Right. So I guess I'll do And I'll be right back.
As Nick takes a pause for the cause, folks, the show rolls on. Bear Hill in the ring, and Brian Pillman wants nothing to do with it. Not only am I surprised that Lexus King loses, but then his rivalry that stems from the tournament is Bear Hill. Like, I don't know. Am I missing, this Post Malone kind of dude? Am I missing something here? Like, again, I don't know. A little surprised. I will say that Lexus looks good in the ring. But yeah, I'm a little surprised with how this all played out. You were not. Okay, there you go. So I gave it a little more, I wasn't jumping out of my seat, but I thought it was all right. I thought it was serviceable. I need a Suicide Squad style group. Possible. I thought I saw some other stuff here. The best in the world is back. Yes, ever blessed. I don't know if you're referring to yourself or the fact that CM Punk is in the ring tonight. So that is exciting. Someone pointed out Sami Zayn returning to the ring. Sami Zayn requested some time off, and he will be at the MSG show tonight. So that is pretty good. Wrestling for Life. Did y'all see the RPG video that is circulating that's rumored to build for the WWE 2K24 rumor? Is my career mode is going full RPG this year. Very interesting. I did not see that. I'm not sure if Nick did, but yeah, very interesting. Ready to Rumble was the national debut of John Cena. Yeah, in the background. Not only David Arquette, the greatest WCW champion, he basically made Cena a superstar. That's a great way to. There's the most positive spin I've ever seen, and when it comes to Ready to Rumble, my guy. Who's the first wrestler you saw X Factor in? Like ever? Or just are we talking about X-Pac? Yeah, interesting question. I thought it was HBK who super kicked Jannetty through the glass. Yeah, so Nick's point is still valid. Is Michaels super kicks Marty. Michaels was the more talented guy. He throws the super kick, becomes the heel, goes on to be one of the greatest that ever have done it. In the case of Gigi and JC, it was more like Jannetty kicked HBK. So because you kind of spun it the wrong way, in our opinion, definitely in Nick's opinion, I thought it was a great call when he made it, that, you kind of lost. JC's managed to find her way with Thea Hale and Chase U, but you kind of lost Gigi. Like Gigi kind of should have been the one that threw the super kick, and then it pole vaulted her into better and more success. Instead, it kind of helped JC more, yet we feel like Gigi might have had the more talent overall. So it's a tough billing. And again, JC's done well, so I can't, completely rule it out. But yes, you're right. It was 100% HBK. We feel like it might have been done backwards. Is a distraction count? Yeah, I guess. You mean Lyra? What did Chris say? Welcome back, Chris. Burry Hill and Eddie Thorpe and Bird Lady. There you go. One with the nature, one with nature, the faction. Welcome. I like that. The one with nature. Grizzly Young Vets are going to be on TNA Hard to Kill. Yes. Again, some mixed reports on whether or not they've signed more than just this. But them being on Hard to Kill, them taking on Subculture, going to be a good match. Subculture's up and coming for TNA. And if Grizzled Young Vets are hanging around TNA, I think it would be outstanding for Scott D'Amore and TNA. And a lot of what we talked about recently, and, I went on a big old rant to start the show off tonight about, AEW and kind of the dark times of AEW right now. I think the WWE undeniably has a whole lot of fire behind it, a whole lot of positivity coming out of WWE right now. And TNA is right there with them. TNA, everything you hear from TNA right now is good news, is exciting news, is, the future is bright. They're bringing back TNA. They're spending money on talent. They're working on stuff. They got this big mystery that everybody's curious about. Who is the big signing? How are worlds colliding? What does this all mean? It's very, very interesting, and a good amount of buzz around TNA, which is hard to believe. And I know I've listened to other podcasters out there who just write off Impact. And our buddy Anthony, who's on here with us all the time, You know, he's an avid Impact fan for obvious reasons. They are doing great. I think Hard to Kill is going to be an outstanding show. And, you know, we've talked about it before on this channel. This is an opportunity for them to set the tone for their entire 2024. The Grizzled Young Vets coming in and adding to that card, I think it's great. I think it's really great. Eddie Thorpe is garbage. I don't know. I haven't really decided what I feel about Eddie Thorpe right now. His gimmick is not great. In ring, what I've seen of him, it's pretty good. We know his work in the indies. We know his work, overseas. But at the same time, I don't know. He's a bit of an interesting situation. Moment of the year: Undertaker arrives. NXT October 10th. So your NXT moment of the year goes to the dead man, the Undertaker. Interesting. Okay. There you go. There you go. I was not impressed. Got that one. 2-1, 3-1, 2-1, 4-0, 2-2. My buddy Curtis missed one. Lexus should have won. I'm really surprised that Alexis doesn't win. Again, you sign Lexus. It's a bit of a buzz, a bit of a deal that I wouldn't say a big deal, but a deal. And yeah, him losing and then going on to feud with Bear Claw, Bear Hill, whatever. Oh, when did Ava become the representative of NXT? It's so weird. It's so odd. This young girl out of left field just starts speaking on behalf of the company. It's quite the entrance. As Nathan Frazer, I mean, I give the kid credit. Really cool entrance. Similar to Shotzi, Gigi was used as a tag team. Facts. Again, I think there's something there with Gigi. I think there's talent. I just think you got to book her properly. And again, I don't know if the sympathetic babyface is the way to go. But if I'm looking at the logic of the bookers on this one, I think that the idea is Cora is such a heel and is so naturally under everybody's skin that it might help Gigi be a babyface. The problem is they both have a similar attitude. They both have a similar approach. And I'm curious how that translates. But here comes Bron Breakker as he's about to decimate Nathan Frazer. The real fans are sitting on their hands. Horrible call. I agree. I'm sorry, but Lexus got robbed because his shoulder was up. Ooh, Trey, I didn't catch that. Interesting. Osborne must. The almost a distraction finish. Ouch. Really buries Pillman as a dumbass. Yeah, you know what, C-Money? I don't like it, right? Like, again, if you're in a heated confrontation with somebody, there could be clowns doing somersaults behind you, and you don't notice. You're in a battle. You got to focus on the battle. The fact that was the ending, a very soft ending, I get it. Well, Pillman lost, but it's not his fault. He lost. He was distracted. But then again, you're right. You're a dumbass for getting distracted by that. You know, if Bear Hill had jumped up on the apron, maybe. All right, fine. But again, I also don't love the fact that the heel is the one that kind of gets screwed over. It's generally, the other way around, right? So, yeah, I don't love it. I will see where it goes, but I don't love it. I'll be very honest with you. Not impressed with how that played out. I assumed maybe they feel, if Oba's going to win this whole tournament, then, King's going to lose anyway. But if King loses to Oba, it has a better look to me than him losing to Miles Bourne 2.0. Dun, dun, dun. Riley Osborne is engaged to Blair Davenport. Yes, I just saw someone else mention that as well. Kudos to him. Osborne beat Lexus King. Yes, he did. Rashad, welcome back. Happy Boxing Day, Eric Tate. Good to see ya. The Riley Osborne kind of reminds me of Matt Stryker or Alex Riley. I'm sure he's thrilled with those comparisons. Yeah, very similar. Bigger than your average high flyer, but has high flying elements to him. Alex Riley never really got out of the gate. His best work was done behind the scenes, apparently. Wink, wink. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, again, kind of a cookie cutter generic baby face at this point. And yeah, Bron Breakker just popping at Nathan Frazer. Fit Finley's son signed with NXT deal. Yes, he did. So that'll be interesting. They're going to be a part of the show. There was another name that was recently signed and brought in. So NXT's making moves. We talked about TNA making moves. You got to be aware, folks. And we got Baron Corbin in the back watching Bron Breakker. Nice soup bones to the nose. Yeah. Oh, Frazer side headlock. Oof, Bear Hill punch was horrible. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Bear Hill, and I'm very surprised. I feel like if I was Eddie Thorpe, I'd be questioning why is somebody doing a very similar gimmick to me. And again, not that there can't be two, Native American characters. It's just, you're trying to find ways to differentiate between the new talent. And right now you're still trying to build Eddie, who's doing a very similar vibe as another wrestler. Like it's interesting for me. And I don't know. I mean, he looks like jacked up Post Malone. I have no idea what to make of him. Welcome, MYS. I hope Osborne wins the breakout, but it depends on his opponent after the semifinal. He's going to be in tough. My guess is it's going to be Oba, right? Like this dude is on some next level. That's a guy that I don't even know if he spends a ton of time in, NXT. I think he might be able to transition really quick. Big, strong, athletic, fast. Like he checks off so many boxes. I think Miles is going to be in tough. Could Miles pull it off? I mean, it's wrestling. Anything's possible. I think based on backstory, Sean thought Gigi could use her personal life to fuel her babyface turn. JC had to stay heel. Yeah, you're not wrong. And I mean, they've attempted it. Now, I'll ask you guys, the fans out there, like, I'm a fan of Gigi, but I'm not a fan of her story. And I would almost rather her use her story as to why she's such a heel. But somebody had to be the heel in the situation coming out of a heel faction. They chose Gigi as the babyface, figuring she was probably at the time more popular. If Oba wins, I don't see Riley winning. Yeah, I'm with you, Trey. That's a tough shout. I mean, Oba looks like he's. Speaking of winners.
Wait, what? I was going to say, speaking of tough shouts.
Yeah, there you go. Oba Femi is my pick for the breakout tournament. So, yeah, a lot of talk, Nick, about, kind of a dumb way to get King out of it. Not sure how we feel about.
It's weird that, excuse me, that he had to, like, kind of cost his way into it, and then he doesn't even make the finals. Not even barely made the semifinals. Doesn't make the finals.
Yeah, and I think in addition to that, I think, again, if we're holding everybody to the same standard, you hit the man with a chair, therefore he can't compete, yet he's been present at all your matches and looks physically fine. Like, why did he not compete? Like, I mean, could he have not? It was a chair shot. We've seen.
Well, and his distraction. Well, we already went off about all of that. It was literally, we see how many people take a chair shot a week and are completely fine. But that all it took was like him just going like with the chair. Y'all ain't get no sleep because of me. I ain't getting sleep, y'all. You ain't gonna get sleep because of me. No,
like you want Bear Hill to come in. Like you got Bear Hill Malone that's supposed to come in here and be this big tough guy, and one chair shot takes him out the entire tournament. Little hokey.
Got my AP going psycho.
3 things I hope Triple H changes in 2024. 1, change NXT and SmackDown to TV 14. Fair enough. Make Raw TV MA for mature audiences only, and the final hour of Raw free, commercial free. 3, hire Mauro and for Raw. So
I mean, like 5 within 3.
Yeah. NXT SmackDown going to TV 14. I mean, they've played with the idea of being more mature and pushing the envelope.
Are they kind of not? Because I feel like they're kind of like, they're teetering on, honestly, respectfully, what we grew up with. this was probably your TV 14. I still remember Raw most of the time was TVMA because you might see the puppies,
the comments, the conjecture that was added to a lot of it.
Hello, lady.
100%. I was about to go PP. Yeah.
I was gonna say I've been called. There's been a slip up or two on this channel with my name because of hello, ladies.
Hello, Big Nick.
Yeah, but no, I don't think that's too out of. I mean, SmackDown's already kind of there. I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, respectfully, everybody puts this fucking like star upon whatever the rating for the show is. Is it a good show? It shouldn't matter whether it's TV PG, whether it's TV 14, whether it's TVMA.
Yeah,
like a little extra blood is not going to help you because then you go down that slippery slope.
Yeah,
like in AEW, etc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. I mean, at the same time, it's just give me good content. And again, as long as it's good and the storylines are mature, I'll be with it. Like, I don't need the Val Venuses. We'll be fine without it. We don't need someone bleeding every Monday.
Never have I thought in 2023,
never have I ever.
Watching a wrestling show, it needs to up its TV rating or whatever. They're like, this doesn't need to be TV PG. This needs to be TV 14 or whatever.
Yeah.
I've thought of how could you just do this better?
Yeah, this facts. The commercial free thing, you will never get an hour of commercial free with WWE
consistently.
Ever. You're more likely to get that hour given away to someone else than for it to, and that's unlikely as well. So
the only way you get that is if they went probably purely streaming, because then you'd have then it's not a TV deal, it's more ad revenue, which even then that's still iffy. Like that's a really big ask because at the end of the day, with most of this, it comes down to the ad revenue.
Oh, 100%. We've blown through matches tonight. We've had a lot. What are we at? Match 6 now?
God only knows, respectfully.
At least 4.
At least like 4.
I'm trying to see some of the
big belly to back suplex there from Bron on the Frazer.
Match 5.
2 go.
We've blown. I don't think these events are a positive sign for Pillman. The Bear Hill feud might be his last chance to show what he's got. I don't know. I mean, again, patience. I mean, things change. Remember when Braun Breaker first came in and there was a good, solid almost year where he was very colorful and very bland and very boring?
Yeah.
Give him time. Give him time.
You got to realize this isn't Brian Pillman in AEW. He's going to probably spend some time in developmental. And especially because they're not going instantly into he's flying Brian too.
Yeah.
That they're making him his own character. He's going to spend some extra time in developmental a la Jade Cargill even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jade's a perfect example because if she had signed, if it was the other way around, if she was a former WWE Women's Champion and signed with AEW, she would have been thrown right in the ring. And we watched Triple H talk about it. Oh. Patience. We want to set our athletes up for the best possible future. Do I like what's happening with Pillman right now? No. Will Pillman need to augment his character a little bit? Probably. But at the end of the day, patience. It's a long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And I think a year from now, we might be talking differently about Pillman. It's just, I think because we know where he came from, we were expecting more, but that goes to show the difference in talent.
Well, and as Frazer dumps Bron out to the outside and toe bake on Frazer. But as we've talked about football and everything else earlier before everything sport, right with WWE, you're seeing a dynasty reload versus AEW, you're seeing a franchise that doesn't know whether it's rebuilding or trying to contend for a championship.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it was the expansion team that shows up and says we're going to win it all, and then realize what a grind it is to win it all. And now they're
AEW's the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I mean, the last time an expansion, at least in hockey, I mean, Vegas came out and said within 5 years we'll have it, and they weren't wrong.
Oh, that was fucking cold.
and
Man
smooth.
caught Nathan Frazer midair into a fucking slam.
I'm liking this match. I mean, the smaller guy using his speed to get over a little, and then the big guy just squatting him.
It's one thing though that still it's understated with Bron Breakker of how just explosive an athlete he is.
Yeah,
He
and
reminds me like a Goldberg. That's why Goldberg still always looked like he had the most devastating spear, because he looked like a spring that was fucking uncoiling. It's just all momentum.
Frazer with the super kick to block the spear, now going up the top, up the
corkscrew, nobody home, rolls through, eats a fucking spear again.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. A Breakker to me, he reminds me of still. He's what Ryback should have been. Just Goldberg and Alito.
And they keep showing Baron. Like, very interesting.
It's a now he's wearing a salty cap. Is that to describe the Kansas City Chiefs, or because he thinks everyone else is salty?
Well, I think it's
because I think they're salty. I've never seen more helmets thrown in 2 games than I have with the Chiefs.
Talk about a team that just not dealing with not being great.
Right.
We got to hear one more
shit don't go your way.
We got to hear one more Taylor Swift song in the dressing room. Fuck's sake, we're out.
Fucking A, guys.
I'm blaming Taylor Swift on all of it. Will TNA get a new stage? I imagine they'll have an all new look, a whole new stage. Oh, we're getting the quarter package crew.
Yeah, the quarter pounder crew. Shout out though Dempsey, Little Rigo there, who's going and crossing the forbidden bridge there of going to All Japan. Why the fuck are they not drawing attention to this? I mean, I know it's taped, but still, fuck. Oh, like, hey, aren't you supposed to be da 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 da? I would pay attention to that.
They're trying to push these 4. They need a new name, but this in and out
is BCC Light.
This is very 80s though. It very is 80s of like the 4 guys moving in and out, the 3 in the background making faces, and it's so WWF.
What are the stunt doubles for the Iron Claw? But yeah, this is the AEW has the BCC, NXT has the BBC.
And they have the QPC.
Yeah. QVC is more of what we got there.
Right. Oh, no Malone. TNA is going to have a complete revamp. And no expectations of a 6-sided ring for those who have been hopeful.
Oh.
No one is really talking about World's End. More people are talking about Jericho and his drunken bullshit than the pay-per-view.
More tickets have been sold for CM Punk at MSG tonight and everything. The house show at MSG than double that of World's End. Just saying.
Facts. And
I was gonna say, and that's not a spoiler. That's a fact.
They and listen, 2024 Tony Khan, if you're listening, man, smaller venues, turn up the lights a little so it doesn't look so dark. I understand you're trying to cover up the fact that 80% of the arenas that you're booking are empty, but man, book smaller facilities and stack them.
Pick a lane.
Yeah. Well, no, be in the lane that you're in. Like, you're in it, whether you like it or not.
Not even that. Just if you're going to pick a fucking lane, if you're going to go full out of, we're going to just sign, we're going to have every, the Macho Mans and the Hulk Hogans and everything like that, then fucking fine. Pick it. Go with it. We'll deal with it. If you're going to go, we're match quality, we're match content, everything like that. And, we'll just have the best in-ring quality versus talent, what have you, or whatever. Pick that and fucking go with it. Just decide where you're going. You can't do this in between anymore.
Well, do you think that Tony booking smaller venues that fit the audience that are buying tickets is him admitting that the company has stepped backwards, not forward?
The only people that would do you play into it if you acknowledge it.
Just shut up. Yeah, just do you.
That's the biggest thing, like you said earlier, and I still swear to God, you need to clip that out of this fucking stream because that was gold. But 100% that just shut the fuck up a little. That's realistically what it is. Like, even if you do that, if you go to smaller venues and everything, don't acknowledge it, and you give them less fuel to the fire to fucking go at. When you go at those people, you're doing nothing but feeding the trolls. Just shut up. Say less.
Yeah. Now, you and I are going to be here live for World's End, and I will argue.
It's
and
the end of the world as we know
yeah.
it.
But dude, I mean, you actually described, thank you, described it as almost a throwaway show the last time we were on stream together, and it surprised me because I don't think when they booked it, it was billed like that, but it feels like that. You're not wrong in your assessment, and it's funny.
They announced that by happenstance. I feel like that was one of those shit, we need to do something. Yeah, well, you were talking about with Ava being the booker there. She did it for The Rock. But yeah, no, can anyone tell me, even with MJF and Samoa Joe, any, and I do mean any, match that they're really excited for? Because I'm a scarf carrying member of the MJF fan club, and I'm barely excited for this. I'm almost more excited to see if they're actually at least going to announce who the devil is, or we just keep that going and we're just fucked all the way around.
I did see someone today of like, one of the best storylines in AEW history might come to fruition. And I was like, wait, this masked devil cannot be one of the best storylines in AEW history. Ouch.
The only way that it could be the best thing, we've already seen go out the window because that person is signed with the other company. That's the only way this could have been the best thing. It has the potential to be the worst thing. It's got a much better odds of being the worst thing than it does at all being the best thing. Like, there's minimal hope right now that they can pull this off without it backfiring.
Yeah, and I mean, Damien brought it up about World's End, and I mean, Damien's the leader of the Hopium tribe, and if he's not looking forward to something, we're all doomed.
The end is nigh. The end is nigh. Time to run away. The end is nigh.
Right. It does make me laugh, and I mean, would it have not been better? Samoa Joe's going to fight MJF. It's a rematch, and it was just a heated exchange between these two men, and you built this for weeks. Between these two men, you know, Joe jumps MJF gets him back. There's hatred. We can't wait for this one-on-one war. But because of Adam Cole and Roddy and the Kingdom and the Mask guys and all this other bullshit, I'm less excited for what should be an amazing match.
Has the devil angle been relevant since Adam Cole got hurt?
Yes. I mean, that was the big part of this, was the friendship between them two. But even before he got hurt, they started trailing from it a little, and the lack of it has sucked.
Oh, as I've got.
Can we talk about this? Because you were on your break.
Ayla, go ahead. What you want to talk about? I was just going to say the devil's just been ass since Adam Cole got injured, but
apparently you were on a
transition to ass in another way. Why?
Oh, Nick, I seen you on a WWE video package last night. I was shocked. Nick,
a video. All right. No, I have not seen this, but we do have all the links if you want to send that our way. If that's the thing. Yeah, I'd be amazed if that happened. We sat there and watched that Monday Night Raw after CM Punk showed up. We're we're almost there. But so what did you want to talk about, sir? How
did Ava Raine become the fucking Sonya Deville of NXT?
We ain't got shit else for you, and you're the Rock's daughter.
Facts. And again, is it like fear to put her in there because she can't, like, can she not bring it?
I mean, I'd like to see her bring it, but that's just me. I did it for The Rock. But no, she's still green as goose shit. So I think it gives her extra developmental time and everything. And maybe it helps her develop a character. a personality.
She's not very charismatic. Like, I don't know if,
But
you
this
know,
might force her to have to, because no one thought Sonya Deville was this giant, charismatic,
yeah,
enigma here until she was the GM.
yeah, okay, that's a valid point.
Right.
Brandon saying the same thing we talked about earlier. Yeah, Brandon, we heard, and again, I don't. There's a little bit of confusion if they're officially signed or if they've just are just going to be on the show.
Yeah, it's an
So
appearance.
if we missed it, let us know.
As I've got
Blair and Bird Lady.
Yeah. A British meeting of the European meeting of the Karens, I feel.
Yeah. The British are coming. The British
I was
are
going to say, this looks like two moms arguing at a PTA.
I don't think there was.
I
I like these for Blair, though. I've wanted more for Blair, so the fact that they're letting her kind of run her mouth is really good. And I know nothing about the Bird Lady other than she won. Like,
but that's the thing, is this is lack of personality meets lack of personality. You have built up nobody in this match.
Mhm.
Like, as somebody who literally, we at one point, me and CJ were damn near about to come to virtual blows over B. Priestley here.
Yeah.
So 100%. But this is the antimatter meets antimatter. And guess what? None of it fucking matters.
Well, would the argument be that because it's NXT, because it's development, you have to give these people, these athletes, these moments to see if they can, this is their chance that maybe they haven't gotten so much.
But you had points to build to here. You didn't. You got to have a plan. You didn't just didn't happen by accident.
Well, I mean, again, you have B get through a couple challenging rivalries with Roxy and such. Lyra gets put over by Becky Lynch. So look at Oba's graphics.
Oh, Oba's the fucking man right now.
How is he not playing in the NFL?
You can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
Looks like
at this point, with his name and everything, he sounds like he might be a defensive lineman or a linebacker for the Ravens.
That's what I just said. He should be a linebacker. Fuck.
But yeah, no, this man, like you said earlier, has main roster talent, even in a mid-card title division, anything like that, written all over him. He may not be long for NXT, but yeah, he very much reminds me too of, shout out Jay Bougie and all of that out there with the Boomaye Nation. I feel like this man's, a disciple of that. As we've got No Way Jose meets Damon Kemp.
Dude, I was literally just about to pop on it, and the opposite of everything we just said.
Right.
Comes out
this man is literally No Way Jose with Damon Kemp singlet on. With his top on.
Avion Heights is about to get beat by Oba Femi.
About to get beat from pillar to post.
Yeah. No, Oba's got to look. I mean, even in the ring, he's smart enough to understand. He's not just standing there waiting for things. He's talking. He's emoting. His facials are good. Pause.
Respectfully, who Oba Femi would actually work probably really well with if he was still. I honestly question if he's still with the company, respectfully, and if they wanted to push him the way they were before with the Nigerian prince there, Apollo.
Dude, I got you.
Yeah, I think that would be actually pretty solid there. That what they try to do with Commander Sneeze.
Yeah, instead of having some big, immobile, unimpressive person, you bring in someone like Oba who really is a heater, really can, take people out.
You do your Wuhan Nation instead of the Boomaye Nation. You do Wuhan Nation.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks. It happens in 2024.
Right. You know who booked it. Paul saying, oh, wow, the great wrestlers in WWE 2K.
Yeah, right? It's
a little bit. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I like it.
Fuck. Oba for the win. Got Oba for the win. Oba, Omos, Odyssey Jones, Dabakato, and the leader of the Nigerian Prince, Apollo Crews.
Listen,
I thought we were singing a song there for a minute.
Yeah. They could have ran that Apollo Crews gimmick without the bullshit accent, and it would have worked. And it had a good visual. The entrance was good. You know, the Dabakato, I don't know how much he brought to the table, but there was potential there.
Well, and can I say respectfully right there, as granted a Caucasian male and everything, with that comment of Oba, Omos, Odyssey Jones, all of that.
Yes.
You could have very much had, you know, we are the nation of domination.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like we saw, like we interviewed Jay Bougie and everything like that with the Wuhan Nation, all of that. Of you could have had just a modern take on that, 100%.
No, 100%.
I don't know if that was for me or for the comment.
Both.
There we go.
There you go. No, I completely agree with you. There was definitely potential there. It's very interesting to see what will happen. I mean, Apollo Crews didn't get released. He's still with the company. He's still doing main event matches. So maybe one day.
One day more.
Right. Punk just made his. Are you there, Jackson? Like, how do you know that this is a thing?
Send us the video. Send us the whole man. There's got to be, that thing's got to be lit up more than a fucking Christmas tree right now on the North Pole of how many people are sitting there trying to play amateur cameraman of how can I, you know, Steven Spielbergo get a good view of this match.
It's going to be more lit up than a Chris Jericho on a lonely Christmas Eve. Like, fuck, it's going to be viral. It's going to be a big deal. Like, I'll be shocked if it isn't already blowing up social media, but I'm really curious if Jackson is in the house. I mean, like Gigi, but I like Tiffany Stratton more. I'm on Tiffany wagon with Big Nick.
Both.
I mean, as far as what they've accomplished, Tiffany definitely have made way more strides. A wagon off, I might have to give the edge to Gigi on the wagon.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna respectfully say you can hitch yourself more to more than one wagon. Hey, as I struggle to get the words out.
If you're bringing big cargo, you need a big wagon.
Whoa.
Alternates fall flat no matter what because they can never live up to Mabel winning the King of the Ring. Yeah, that's it. He ruined it for everybody.
Yeah. King Mabel. Mo.
Yep. Save bleeding for pay-per-view for WWE. Do you ever notice, guys, that when we get blood in WWE,
as Oba picks up the win, by the way.
And I think Miles Bourne is shagged on this one.
Wait, who? What?
That's your finals. Is now Oba versus Miles in the finals.
Oh, yeah. Well, Riley Osborne versus Oba Femi. So little Caucasian Evan Bourne is about to little JJ Reddick's just about to get fucking thrown around.
Well, do you think that's why they took Brian Pillman out the way they did? Because they figure him losing to a squeaky baby face in a kind of dusty manner hurts him less than going and getting
you have a fucking banger of a match between Oba Femi and Lexus King, and there you go. There's your fucking mid-card division, you idiots. That's where you go with that.
Oh, me an idiot?
No, not you. The creator. HBK. Look, focus one of them eyes over here.
Hey, we got Roderick Dragunov here.
Roderick Dragunov.
Interesting.
Who was fucking Geppetto's wife that interviewed him there with that fucking dress and everything?
That Geppetto's oh, as Gallus is in the ring. Yeah, match after match after match after match.
So Joe Gacy and what looks like, I almost want to say that it looks like Adam Pac-Man Jones when he was in NXT or TNA there.
Right.
Black man with just baggy ass shirt and a scully cap, just clapping at Joe Gacy.
But Joe Gacy returning to the ring.
Yeah, him versus Joe Coffey in a Spider-Man meme match of they just point at each other and go, "Am I you? Are you me? Who is you? You am I?"
Gargano was in NXT way too long. I don't know. I almost want to see him go back and see if he can rehatch some of the love he got down there.
Well, there's different eras of NXT, and a lot of people forget that essentially the black and gold NXT that we all know and love, that was under Triple H and everything like that, was what Tony wants with his Ring of Honor. He just can't recreate it. He's Homer Simpson of trying to make the fucking grill on the package and everything. Oh, why doesn't mine look like that?
Right. You're making Jerry laugh. Welcome, Jerry.
That's right.
Right. I'm not specifically sure what, but there was several.
I don't know. Well, we got, I was going to say, we got Scripps.
Scraps is back.
He just bought Chase U, and he's now here as well.
Paul wants more Blair. I like Blair Davenport. I do.
You need it like more cowbell?
More cowbell. Roxanne feels further and further away from the title. I guess her role is to be in good matches out of new people. I mean, I think it's just one of those things where she can't always be at the title, right? And I think she might be buying time before she moves up.
I was going to say her role is to go to the main roster. It's not.
Yeah.
Her role is to be NXT Women's Champion. Her role is she's going to move up sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Ava is like Paige as a manager. I don't know if I'm willing to make that agreement yet.
No, because she doesn't have a broken neck.
Facts. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just literally, you paused, so I was cooking.
Go ahead.
For the win. Yep, CM Punk versus Dominic. There's news confirming it. So we're getting a play-by-play. Do we need to turn into old-time radio to hear, and now Dominic's got him in a collar elbow tie-up.
Early moments, Dominic versus Punk versus Dominic. Said it backwards.
Well, and it reminds me of what was honestly an incredibly interesting point that Bully Ray brought up. And I know initially I couldn't stand the man with hating on the what chance and everything. And now I agree with this man more and more. But to where he's even saying at the end of the day, shoot, work, whatever it is, when it comes to Seth Rollins and CM Punk, it's going to show in the fucking ring.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins, we know 100% is a guy that can go. He's arguably, almost, I'd say undeniably, the top performer, the top wrestler in 2023. And you're going to go with CM Punk, who respectfully is a guy who we know recently, injury. We're seeing if he could hang with somebody that can go at the pace of Seth.
But I do think that the WWE demands less in that regard. So when Punk went to AEW, he wanted to prove that he could, go with the indie guys and do the flips and the tricks and, the stage dives. I think they're going to protect him, kind of like we talked about, like an AJ Styles, that kind of thing of, AJ, we don't need you to come in here and kill yourself every match. You will pick your spots when you go big, but you're going to have a lot of matches that you don't need to go big.
But does it get to a point to where we're protecting it, or does it get to a point to where it becomes almost blatant of like you're helping the senior citizen cross the sidewalk type of thing?
I don't think so. I think if we're looking at all these guys getting buff in their 40s, I think they're going to build the matches and the stories in such a way that it makes it worth it. Exclusive interview with Rich Holland at New Year's Evil.
Yeah, addressing everything that we've talked about earlier and everything, by the way. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm scratching my head on this one, guys. I don't get it.
Normally you got me scratching my head like this. You got me doing this shit.
I think
shout out if anyone gets where that's a reference from.
Right. I think Jordan will be a star in NXT in the women's division in the future. Women's championship. Jordan.
Grace?
I
just threw a name on there. But we've got
Kalani Jordan.
JC versus Coffee in a who is who match in a fake coffee versus real coffee.
This looks like family members getting in a fight at fucking Christmas dinner.
Fully caffeinated. What were you saying? Sorry.
Kalani. I guess Kalani Jordan will be. You like Kalani Jordan? You had big hopes for her. I think.
You just throwing names at me. I was like, you liked her, right? Yeah. No, I knew who she was.
I thought, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, now that she's not with Dana Brooke, it definitely helps.
Yeah, now but so I still am curious. You were calling this like a family dispute here.
Oh, this is like, yeah, it's like uncle and cousin got in a fight at the fucking Christmas dinner.
This is Joe and Joe Griswold going at it. Literally, both men are named Joe. You have Joe Gacy versus Joe Coffee,
right?
And somebody need to slap Joe Mama.
Let's go, Joe. So apparently there's you still got it chance coming from the WWE universe in MSG right now.
Oh, I was like, and Joe Gacy, you still got it.
Right. Yeah, woo! Gacy, we're so happy Gacy's back.
All right, you still got it.
Oh, that's too funny. Kalani Jordan is dating Carmelo Hayes. Man, it used to be all the wrestlers got on the road to get away from their significant others. Now they're all just marrying each other.
I mean, fuck it. I mean, respectfully, if you're gonna be doing that thing, you might as well at least have someone that's ride or die right beside you.
Fair enough. I mean, and again,
mine just has a beard.
I think
took you a minute.
I'll be your beard, buddy.
That's a different connotation.
Beards for life. Here we go.
Again, a different connotation.
Some hot Joe on Joe action. Gacy with
all we're missing is Samoa Joe as the referee.
Gacy
with hey, we've got Vic Joseph, so we've got a Joe on commentary as well.
Joe's everywhere. What do you know, Joe?
All right.
Gacy was one of the sloppiest trophies I've seen this year. Wait, Hank and Tank are helping Gacy?
Why do I feel like I've seen this fight on a fucking dock somewhere before? I feel like a white folding chair gets involved here.
Right? Joe's going to kill you. Which one?
Neither.
They called that the Glasgow send-off. It wasn't even good. Oh, boo.
He hit a back handspring clothesline.
I hate it. Should just kick him in the back of the head.
I mean,
I hate it.
He's Wyatt Light. He's still, and this just happens to be because Bray came before you, though. He's literally, you look like Bray. You move like Bray. You do you're a fat man who's athletic.
He's Husky Harris at best.
But that's what I'm saying here. He's in that Husky Harris phase.
Yeah. I don't love the springboard clothesline. I really think your opponent should just kick you in the face for trying that.
I would still take that day and night over
Waller.
Like the roll out, roll in clothesline.
Whoa.
We've got, Mrs. Gingerbread Cookies here still interviewing now LWO. Like I said earlier, Geppetto's wife.
Well, we saw Los Lotharios join Santos, so here's the obvious counter to that is
right. Like we said, what comes around is all around, Ricky.
Yeah, kind of saw it coming. Oh, speaking of coming around,
by the thoughts that I got, I'm still Jenny from the block.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, exactly, Lola. You are wearing none of the clothing.
Lola, I mean, if you follow
respectfully, none of the clothing.
The lady's grown on me huge. Electra Lopez has kind of been in the background as of late.
I don't give a fuck what you just said outside of she's grown a lot on me lately. I think on a lot of people as well.
Oh, look, the Texas Tornado.
So we're getting Eddie, so we're getting tribal warfare meets the Dijakinata, in NXT Underground coming up next.
Yeah. So we're getting 7 matches. We've already gotten 7. This will be the 8th match tonight. I mean, and
Nothing's been bad.
nothing again. We knew that it's a tape show. It's in the middle of the fucking holiday, but I would argue you give us 8 good, decent wrestling matches. I'm in. Like, I mean, none of the matches are fucking barn burners, but none of them were garbage. I thought it was a very good show. It's gone really fast. And maybe it's partly I'm just happy to be back on stream and enjoying time with everybody.
Just a little bit,
Right?
Yeah. I still think it's been very consistent. I will say that it's not without its miscues, but still, I would say overall the most consistent.
Again, yeah. I mean, it's a very valid argument, and it's so hard, but I think that the Raw, Raw, especially in 2023, had so many ebbs and flows and ups and downs. SmackDown pretty consistent. Dynamite is either great or fucking horrible. So yeah, you got a valid argument there with NXT kind of being consistently good all year long.
Yeah, Dynamite it's either the best of times or the blurst of times.
You're like, that show was amazing, or it was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I never want to watch the show ever again. There is either that I love the show or I hate the show with every bit of my being.
Right. Elektra Lopez has been featured on Main Event. Yes, and as she should be. I mean, let's push these two ladies. Lola is the breakout champion. Yeah, let's go. Fucking waiting for tonight.
Don't be fooled by the thoughts that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block.
Lolo doesn't like Elektra's old family in the Lowo. Interesting. Maybe that's a split, and Elektra goes with one Lowo, and Lola goes to the other Lowo. There's a lot of lows in here.
Right. All we're missing is the J-Lo.
Elektra Lopez just looks like Jennifer Lopez. So Paul gets the vibe that we're on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she really does, but she gorgeous.
Hold on, Lola. Yeah, is she
Fuego.
You were a cough or a sneeze away from letting some things free.
Pause. Yeah, definitely. Zion Quinn to help Dijak make them a tag team Terminators. Where is Zion? Didn't he get drafted? We haven't seen him in months.
No, I don't know where Zion Quinn is. I think he's more lost than even Honesty Jones. Zion Quinn, if he shows up, he's helping Eddie Thorpe. That's, brothers of different tribes, I guess, vibe together. I don't know. I try to make it work.
Yeah, but I thought that Zion was going to get a lot. Like, I mean, he seemed like he had a lot of he kind of had that Theory vibe of they're going to push this kid hard.
No, he had you could be in the bloodline if they need extra bodies.
If they need help. They need
you can play Samoan number 3.
Right. Oh, and her name was Lola. Hello.
She was a show.
Right. Hello, Lola. You fucked me up. I like Yoda better. Curtis, seriously, Barry Manilow. We're gonna start seeing some fucking Mandy on here. I like it.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna. But so, who are you taking, sir? I'll give you early access, early prediction. Taking Dijakinata, yeah, or are you taking?
This one's so hard to call. I'll go Eddie because I'll give you Dijak.
Oh, God damn you! I was actually gonna go. I was gonna. I respect. I was gonna take whoever you didn't pick, but I almost expected you would take Dijak to screw me, and then I'd take Eddie. I'll go with the Dijakinata. But yeah, shout out Eddie, by the way. I've shared the stream link and everything. So
right. 6 can't miss shows. 1 epic week. Day 1. New Year's Evil. The Bump. Best of 2023. That's not
you're including the bump in that? I don't know.
The can't miss bump. I give them credit. They're packaging all their shit and saying don't miss any of it.
Yeah. What is Tony Khan with can't miss the bump?
New Year's Evil. Yeah. Tiffany Stratton's going to be at New Year's Evil. Taking on
Kyle Henry.
It's going to be a fun show.
In a ranch hand or servant for a day match. She already lost to Tiffany.
Tiffany's gonna lose. Tiffany's
No, but why? Why are we having this fucking match? She
because
already
they hate
lost.
each other. They hate each
She already
other.
lost, though. If I whoop your ass, do I need to give you a second chance to whoop my ass back?
Absolutely.
No, I whooped your ass, so we're done here.
No, there's no one and done. No way. They're still killing each other.
If I beat the fuck out of you,
but she didn't.
I'm not gonna say, well, I beat your ass, so let me give you a second chance to whoop my ass. No, I whooped your ass. We're done here.
Hand.
What?
She is going to be a ranch hand for a day. We're gonna get fucking.
I mean, that might be save a horse, ride a cowgirl. Here,
no, we're gonna get fucking Paris Hilton 2.0 on the fucking ranch, trying to fucking act all fucking. Yep, I got a vibe. I got a feeling.
I saddle up my horse and I'll ride into the city.
Yeah, well, we'll gig frogs later, buddy. I do think Elektra gets called up to join Santos again. So maybe Lola gets betrayed or betrays Elektra. I could see that splitting the two.
As I've got Eddie Thorpe coming out right now.
Bear Hill's uncle to the ring.
I was gonna say I can't tell if this is a dance or him auditioning still for this thriller in the night.
Zaya is a free agent. All right, did he get released? I don't know. No, he's still in the company though, right? It's been months.
Does anyone care?
I don't know.
The fact that we're having a debate about this is like that is unquestionable. That we don't know is like doesn't matter.
See, money. Just I did not realize.
There's no ropes.
It's underground. There's no ropes for underground.
But no, this is when we got the really cool visual last time with Eddie of you just underground, I guess, EDM dance club here.
No,
you know. He's flash dance here. I'm just waiting for him to drop sit on a chair and drop the bucket of water on him and everything.
Eddie going full war paint tonight. There you go. But yeah, we definitely dropped the ropes for this. I did not know Zion Quinn and Harley Cameron were a thing. That's interesting. Eddie Thorpe for the win. Got Dijak. Should have been me. Should have been me. Yeah, I like that.
Who better than Canyon?
Zion Quinn is on a non-exclusive list. Okay. We got to figure out what that means when he shows up.
He's on the practice squad. He can be signed by any of the promotion, but he's not released. Yeah. He's on the practice squad.
Non-exclusive, also non-booked.
Right. He's exclusive. He's so exclusive. No one can use him.
I thought the bump was about pregnancy. Oh, see money. I mean, we've had enough of the wrestlers that could be on it at this point.
Yeah, facts. So we've got black and white Dijak out here, with this is constantly. Every time I watch this man, I either want to go back and watch the Terminator movies or Sin City.
Yeah, exactly. Ranch hand or servant. Yeah, that's how that's going to play out. And I see Tiffany losing this one. So, sorry, Nick. But she's gonna be a ranch.
Yeah.
She might look good in some Daisy Dukes, though.
Oh, like I said, 100%. Save a horse, ride a cowgirl.
It's like when Paris Hilton had to work on the farm. Exactly, my guy. See, money gets me. That's what's gonna happen. Eddie Thorpe.
As we've got Tatanka versus Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sorry, I mean Nightwolf versus the Terminator. Yeah, I mean Eddie Thorpe versus Dijak.
Warhorse. Eddie
Warhorse versus.
I kind of agree with you, Paul. I think Eddie's got a different level of intensity tonight. I kind of don't mind it.
I think both men have honestly not gotten their respect or their flowers for them being like the top kind of mid-cardy, beat the fuck out of each other feud. When it comes to NXT, like
out the gate.
As far as an actual mid-card feud, this has been probably your best and probably your most consistent feud through NXT for a hot minute.
Okay. I don't know. It's been good. Yeah, for sure. But
I'm saying as far as guys that aren't in the top picture, like not your Bron.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And I think Dijak's due. I think Dijak could be up on the main roster, not with a hockey mask on or
both men could be though.
Yeah, maybe. I still want to see a little more out of Eddie, but Eddie's definitely got the makings for it. Oh, missed the punch. Trying
Yeah,
those
very blatantly missed punches there.
He punching like
I'm
a
going
rock
to punch near you.
robot.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Eddie's makeup is great. Yeah, I'm kind of with you guys on that. Marv from Sin City, 100%.
This is a very biased crowd at ringside here. Everybody's just cheering for Eddie.
I don't even know who they are. Just peeps.
What is local performance enhancement talent?
Right. Business just picked up. The bump needs to be canceled. It doesn't need to be canceled. It's network. It's WWE network content. That's it. I mean, it's not overly important.
Yeah, we've been there before. I was just putting content out there just so it's content.
Right. Dijak needs to feud with the yellow bastard. What? It's like Fight Club. Yeah. That's the idea.
No bad. Well, what I still miss when we had it Raw Underground and it literally looked like it was a fucking secret level and like Mortal Kombat and everything.
Like,
It reminded me of Def Jam Vendetta.
I love that game.
Oh, 100% underrated game. 100. I put so many hours into that game.
Oh, for sure, bro. Ranch hand or servant reminds me of Jimmy Garvin was a ranch hand for David Von Erich. Yeah, we've done this before. We've been down this road.
You're right. This is not a cattle prod match or anything like that. Or
what exactly is a ranch hand? Well, it's a handy around the ranch.
It's a hand around a ranch. It's someone that hands you a bottle of ranch.
Yeah, right. Eddie chucked out of the ring. Now they're claiming picture in picture. We'll see if it happens.
No. I was gonna say, but how do we go to commercial here? Why do you cut away from the fight pit?
Right. I want Tiffany to win so she can make Fallon her servant. Now, that's got a fun connotation to it.
Whoa, no.
Whoa.
It will be interesting either way. I think it's surprising to me how much Fallon has now started to establish herself as kind of one of these, like, out of the group right now in NXT of women that are going to make their names on the main roster. Fallon's starting to seem more and more like she's going to make her mark there.
She's a future one. I think there's a collection: Tiffany, Kiana James, Fallon Henley. There's a collection of women right now that are young, that are getting their reps in, that at some point in the future, that will be your women's division. That's going to be, as the Beckys and the Charlottes and some of the talent that's been there for a long time start fading into the distance. These are the ladies that are going to come up and pick up that slack.
Well, you got your obvious ones though, like you said, with Tiffany, with say Roxanne Perez. I think Fallon's starting to very much become like the dark horse in that group and everything. Really establish herself when she probably wouldn't have been in that same light a little while ago.
Yeah, the bar rescue stuff didn't do anybody very many favors. And I remember kind of debating with you at the time of just it was so campy and silly that it was just like I can't get behind this situation. But now since that's been kind of gone, and it looks like that bar rescue's breaking up, kind of where they're all going their separate ways. It'll be very interesting.
It's the end of Cheers. We're gonna go film Frazer and this, that, there, and everything else.
Four Corner Catch Crew. They need to change that fucking name. Mendoza, Wild Dragon, a Wild and Dragon Lee next week. So we're getting a 6-man tag at New Year's Evil. And Ariana Grande versus Roxanne Perez. Yeah, she petitioned Ava Rain, who made this match.
This man is 100% still halfway through his vitamins order. He's ordering the Taco Bell late in the evening of I will have the Ariana Grande.
Right. No flips or high flying moves here. Not many, if any.
Kind of hard to do with no ropes. Well, as I say that, it has Dijak. He's got to.
Oh, there you go. A little bit of high flying. A little bit of
Oh,
high
you
flying.
can only win by knockout, TKO, or submission.
Mm-hmm. Dijak, criminally underrated, 100%. He banger after banger after banger after banger. A lot of people talk about Keith Lee, but without Dijak, there is no Keith Lee.
I was gonna say, people forget when him and Keith Lee were the 1A and the 1B.
Yeah. Couldn't wait for their next match. And Dijak did a lot. Now, Retribution didn't help Dijak, not his fault. Thank you, Vince. But since he's returned, Sin City Dijak's been good.
Yeah, as belly to back suplex. Eddie right now with kicks.
Oh, okay. So they're officially broke up. I was just speculating, but thank you so much for the super chat. But yeah, I mean, I thought they were just hinting at it, but according to Paul, it's official.
Someone let John Taffer know is all I gotta say.
Right. They're done. I mean, it'll be very interesting. I think Briggs has a lot more upside than Post, and you just talked about Fallon's upside. So there you go.
Right. On a lonely, lonesome highway, east of Omaha.
I have a feeling Swerve loses tomorrow and faces Keith Lee at World's End. Nick, you and I haven't talked about this a lot.
Oh, I know my predictions. It's
get
Eddie versus Swerve.
Paul is correct. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Dale. You think Swerve's going to win it all? I think Eddie's going to win it all.
Really?
I said it just to fuck with.
I know. Don't say that. Don't do that. Don't give me hope.
I think he
do that. Don't give me hope.
I think you need Eddie as the belt holder in the final, but then he's got to go through Danielson, which we felt like it was Danielson's tournament. Fuck, he announced it. We know Tony made it for him, but Danielson loves going under. So Kingston in the final, but Keith Lee having anything to do with this tournament and having anything to do with Swerve moving into 2024 is working backwards into darker times.
Yeah, that's why I almost feel like I want to ignore it. Like I know you said earlier, it's either going to be like Swerve and Danielson, or it's going to be Eddie and Moxley. It's going to be one of those two. I guess I want to hope against hope and go for the best of both worlds, and we get Eddie versus Swerve. And maybe we get Keith Lee versus Swerve as the number one. He's the next challenger, the first challenger for this championship. Yeah. I think win, lose, or draw, as much as I love Eddie, as much as I want him to win this, as much as I celebrated him even getting to where he is now with the way they had booked him. This is still, and I think this could even still be to where this man ends up with a world title championship of big pressure apply. Yeah, Swerve when I drop. Swerve is the guy right now when it comes to AEW. He is the guy that has all of the attention, all of the eyes.
That's why this Keith Lee possibility yanks that man back, yanks him backwards into a time like you had months.
Landed on his feet. Feast your eyes.
Shit. I thought he was too tall to land on his feet. And
no. He tries to Hurricane Rana, Dijak on the outside. Dijak lands on his feet and then turns around and hits a feast your eyes onto Eddie as we're very much waiting to cut to a commercial, I feel, because Dijak's just hulking up out of nowhere. And just now I gotta stop for time and I punch people. Yeah, I need to hit it. Put that cookie down. Yeah.
It's wow. Listen, I still say the triple threat in the semifinals is chicken shit booking. Oh my god! Back body drop on the corner of the apron. Where steel meets wood. Pause.
It's always so interesting to me of when they actually start to kind of acknowledge what makes up the actual wrestling ring.
Yeah.
Like it's not a trampan pabline. It's it's actual like wood planks and shit like that.
Well, I don't know if you caught it, but one of the interviews.
Oh, he's got a belt around his hand.
as you should. Lip did about the Iron Claw was he was suggesting we're just making a movie. Do we have to use actual rings because they hurt? Like the ropes hurt, the fucking mat hurts. Like, he's like, can we soften this shit up?
No.
And Chavo's like, no way.
As he got the belt hand.
Eddie's gonna win this, man. Manifest Destiny.
They call him the Manifest Destiny. I've also called that the Executioner, the Impaler.
That is one of the craziest names for that move that we got. And I'm pretty sure,
that's almost a step away from like the fucking Death Rider there. Oh, he's gonna just line him up with the belt here.
The Manifest Destiny.
Why do I feel like that's a name? Like as a native, you would probably hate that because some fucking, some people that showed up to take your land showed up on a shit called the Manifest Destiny.
Yeah,
like, I don't feel like that's something you want to acknowledge too much.
Yeah, I didn't think. Sleeper. Can he lock the legs? Dijak gonna lift them.
Oh yeah, it's so funny with watching like the MMA and everything that we do of watching when they try to do like the renegade, like that's not even close.
Right.
Like you're not even kind of halfway selling this.
Right. Eddie into the ring post. And I will have to say the three guys that are in the background right now who have been selling the spot that they took for the last 6 minutes, kudos to them. They're selling this shit out of the fact that they got bumped.
Well, fair enough. But yeah, this is 100%. Start trying to name names here from the Performance Center here because pretty much everybody that's here is going to be on NXT in the next. Oh,
reversal.
Hurricane outside us. It looked like he was going to try and. It would have been amazing, respectfully, and that's what the spot I thought he was going to go for. Is he was going to jump and hit the power bomb through the table.
Big elbow off the rope or off the ring.
I feel like that table's coming into a spot here because the top's off it.
Dude, this has been a hell of a match.
But that's like I said, I think this has been you're not your top feud or anything like that, but it's been your filler feud. That's been pretty solid.
They've hated each other, and it's been good. Oh, wait. Oh, Dijak. I'll be back.
I'll be back. Yeah. Going to do it. Put that hand down. You're not going to count me out. Yeah.
Right.
It's amazing.
Raw Underground meets Lucha Warzone. I like it.
And remember, you're my number one customer.
Oh, now Eddie with the choke.
Oh.
He didn't hit the post, Joseph. We did not hit the post, Joseph.
Nope, not quite. Not even close to it.
He bumped his butt.
Right, yeah.
Dijak battling.
And that's so. And he's headbutting the man as he's trying to choke him out.
I don't know if he was headbutting more than just like, doing like. Look, those stairs are conveniently placed.
I told you. I said this.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Tables coming in involved.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be the spot that decides that Dijak wins here because it's going to be a technical stoppage because we're going to end up with Thorpe going through the table. Dijak slides back in. Yeah, he's going to backdrop through this.
Yep.
Yeah.
He can't win by count out.
A technical stoppage draw, maybe.
Look, he is headbutting.
Yeah.
Go down. He won't die.
Put that top down. Yeah, do it. Listen to me.
Yeah, they were selling their asses off like for a while. Like no one even remembered that he took a bump. Manifest Destiny.
Manifest Destiny. That's up there with when with Bucky O'Hare with his spaceship being called the righteous indignation and everything.
Oh my God.
Manifest Destiny DDT.
Give me Brogan Finley versus Nathan Frazer down the road. Perhaps we're going to see what Brogan has to bring to the table.
as we're now getting in NXT chat as we get.
Oh, fucking hell of a match, dude. And we got time on the clock.
No, we don't. We're all over time. Like we're
we're over by 6. We got 2 minutes left. It's over.
I called it, but the wrong way.
Eddie with the Manifest Destiny taking out the Dijacinator. What a good match.
A great match. I feel like I think I picked Eddie just because he shared our shit, but yeah.
Oh, that's also true.
Pretty solid. Like it was a really good match. I thought it was gonna end the other way because he was setting up. Like Eddie was in control for a lot of this match.
Yeah,
like I'm starting to wonder if they view Eddie a lot harder than what they do view Dijak.
Oh, look at this. We're not done yet, folks. Ilya, Trick, Intense. Where this is interrogation room in NXT.
Right, yeah.
This is the episode of SVU.
Like, you think I want to hurt you? I don't want to hurt you. I'm just a dog chasing a car. Yeah, this literally looks like a fucking movie trailer with the way they're filming this. The Equalizer Part 7.
Could Trick Williams is going to beat Ilya at New Year's Evil?
Nothing and no one can stop me as he takes off. See, I told you. He literally in a week after. Oh my God. He's holy crap. He's a crapple. He turns around and takes the neck brace off. And nothing and no one can stop me. So then what in the Rudy blue hell
Trick's gonna win
all of that?
Trick might win.
Oh, he will. Oh, he will.
Oh, you're that confident? Okay.
He will. Oh, he will.
NXT Black and Gold.
I think we're going to see, especially around Royal Rumble season, we're about to see this new crop of guys that gets called up. I think Ilya's one. I think Carmelo's obviously
Ilya's on his way up. Yeah.
Bron Breaker's up 100%.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the show has come to an end. It was funny. Right after the show ended, it went to a clip of a boxing match where the ref got knocked out. He stepped in to break it up and ate a fucking right.
Oh, I don't have this. I have Blumhouse here. I have.
I'm getting misplaced now. 2023.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. We will take your rating out of 10 on this show. Man, I enjoyed tonight. I really did. I thought it went fast. 8 matches, 4 matches per hour. I mean, that is solid for the 2-hour show. And like you said earlier, none of them sucked.
Really good wrap up for probably, or for actually the last NXT of 2023.
Yeah.
We won't be back here covering NXT until 2024. So, surprisingly, it was actually, it was their go home show that you don't even take into account. But no, it was really well done. It moved at a really good pace. I think a little bit because we took a pause for the cause. So we were just like, it was consistently as good as it's always been.
Pretty dang good NXT. You know what? I'm inclined. I'll give it a 7.5. See a lot of 8s. I'm going to go 7.5. There you go. Yeah, I'm a 7.5. There was a couple meh, but what overall, highly entertaining. Fast. I mean, tonight blinked.
Yeah, I'll agree with you with a 7.5 of it. And had its miscues like Cora Jade, the Gigi, the Petrovich miscue, and all of that. But we even ended on a high note, and even then still doubled down and then, ended on an extra high note. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that main event was amazing. What's up, Jake? How you doing? I mean, overall, solid show from start to finish. Ilya and Trick is going to slap, and I wonder if they use, Ilya's neck injury as a reason. I mean, Trick being the world champion isn't a bad thing starting a new year.
Sorry. Caught me in an opportune time. But,
right there, I can keep going.
No,
What's the
I think Trick is really he's a guy that you could put NXT behind, and that's why I think we see a guy like Ilya, a guy like Bron, a guy like Carmelo, especially. Carmelo's already been called up. Trick's your next kind of top guy that runs NXT for a good minute.
Fair enough. Now, could Melo cost Trick and play that storyline still? It's potential because we never really did come to that.
You got to move them both up. Like that, you need at
not necessarily no, because what I
at some point a breaking off point though.
Yeah, but we never did conclude it, right? The last we heard was Carmelo blamed Ilya.
But if we conclude it when they're on the main roster, we don't need to conclude it now. They're both going to be here for a fucking hot minute.
Yeah, but generally they don't, and I think there's a potential for a quick out there as far as if Melo costs Trick, then they run it back. Trick goes over Melo leaves.
Fair enough. I do at least agree that you need a linchpin in that at some point. If it's not your ultimate payoff, you would at least need a linchpin.
Perhaps. Is Dynamite pre-tape tomorrow? I do not believe so. I do believe it's a live show. 7.5. Melo will reveal to Trick that he attacked Trick and hired Ridge Holland to hurt Ilya. Oh, he'll turn heel next week. Interesting.
But so can we all just I know we had a whole video clip and everything that goes about this. Can we just acknowledge that? So that whole Ridge angle. Just gonna say it was perfect. Yeah,
I'm good with
it. It lasted all week.
No, but he's still hurt. The champion's hurt, but he's being the tough guy. He's over. I don't care how much my neck hurts. I'm still fighting, and I'm okay with it still. I know we're not going to agree. I have no problem with injury spots in wrestling. I want the realism. I want to play that game. So,
moving on then. We're not going to get a 27-hour argument. After the holidays, after Christmas and everything, we're still in the glow of the season of giving.
Right.
So I don't got enough energy to argue with my brother.
I do not have enough to debate it. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm really curious what Rich has to say and how this all plays into it. I see Richard's theory. I don't know if they go that route, but I'm curious. But I got no problem with it because it's, again, the champion shows up with a neck brace, but then he's like, fuck this neck brace. I'm fighting next week. And you're like, okay, let's go.
Holy crap, piece of crap, Bo.
Right? 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Released March, their box office was 12.4 million. I don't know what you're all talking about. We were in lockdown. Fair enough. I will see y'all when I get my next day off from work. Scripps, we thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah.
We thank everybody for being here. It was a fun one. Nick and I were eager to get back at it. We are back at it again tomorrow for Dynamite. Thursday, we got an award show. Mark that on your calendars. Do not miss the 4 life fees. It's going to be a fun one. Friday, the doubleheader. We're going to cover the best of SmackDown plus Rampage. And then World's End, our last show of 2023. World's End, Saturday night. And then it's all bets off as we head into day 1 and beyond.
100. I forgot even that SmackDown was going to be a best of because I was remembering New Year's Eve. But yeah, 100%. The Simon Pegg to I can't remember the other guy's name there with World's End and everything. That's where I was talking about that. 100%. Our shit
we'll be back.
Oh, go ahead.
No, shoot.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about the wrestling, you're able to put that for life with it.
Have a good night, folks. See you on the flip side. Have a good holiday, and thank you for being here. Good night.